I realize that many of you have been using APA citation style for years, but for anyone that needs a refresher or this is new to, I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to use the resources provided to them. Now, as recommended for this class, the best way to get a complete overview on all things APA is to purchase the APA manual. We're currently in the 7th edition of APA, so an older edition will not work because the rules change over time. In this week's folder, we have some resources to get you by through this class if you did not purchase the manual. The first of those is a web page that tells you how to report statistics in APA format. Following the examples and the written instructions on this page, you can report any statistical result that you will need to use in this class in perfect APA format. The second resource, which you're likely to use more often, is the Purdue OWL. The Purdue OWL has a plethora of APA resources, starting with how to format an article in APA citation style, to all the different in-text citations and citations that could go in your reference list. Let's look at a couple. You might find yourself citing a book in this class. Here's the basic format for how to cite a book. The author's last name, comma, their initials, the year in which the book was published, a period, the title of the book. Notice something special here. In titles in APA, be it a book title, an article title, only the first word after a colon, and proper nouns are capitalized. So essentially, APA titles use sentence case. Book citations end with the name of the publisher of the book. You will absolutely be citing journal articles in this class. So let's look at the basic form of a journal article. Again, we see it's the author's names, last name, comma, initials. We see that if you have more than one author, that the last one follows an ampersand, that the authors are followed by the year in which the article was published in parentheses, and then a period, then the title of the article, once again in sentence case, then the name of the journal, which will be capitalized as it's published, and italicized, followed by a comma, the volume number, italicized as well, the issue number, not italicized and included in a set of parentheses, the page ranges, and then the DOI. Let's do an example. Here, I've pulled up, using Google Scholar, an article from the American Journal of Distance Education. Now, if you've been at A&T a while, these are a couple of names that might look very familiar to you. Let's use the Purdue OWL to cite this journal article. The first thing we need to do is the authors, and we'll list the authors in the order in which they were published. So we should start with the last name of the first author, Gaitan, followed by initials. Because there are only 2 authors, it's time to insert the ampersand, followed by the last name of the next author, and the initials. Now, I need to include the year the article was published in parentheses. Next comes the title. Again, we're only going to capitalize the first word, proper nouns, or the first word after a colon. The only thing that applies in this particular article is the first word. The name of the journal follows in italics. Followed by a comma, and the volume number for the journal. Then I take off the italics and include the issue number in parentheses, another comma, and then the page range. Last, I include the DOI. Now I'm not done formatting. I need to remove this hyperlink and put it in the same font as the rest of the citation. The last thing you do in APA to any citation is add a hanging indent. No matter what source type it is, all APA citations use a hanging indent. APA has a lot of little detailed rules, but they're not complicated. Just pay close attention as you're working through each citation. And as always, let me know if you have questions.